Hello everyone, in this lecture we will start with the topic named graph theory. So before proceeding towards graph theory, firstly we should know about the graph. So graph is nothing but a structure which actually has some objects, and these objects has some relations in between them, so that the relation is actually creating some sense. So in our discrete mathematics or in general scenario of graph, the objects are responded to vertices, or vertices are nothing but the objects, whereas the relations between them, that means the relations between the objects, are corresponding to the edges. So a general representation of graph is like this, where G is equal to V comma E, where V are nothing but a non-empty set of vertices. That means these are the objects which are present. So if there are some objects, then we need to establish some relation between them, so we used edges for that. So e are the set of edges which will create some useful in relation between those vertices. So here we have an example, and one more important point is there. Each edge has either one or two vertices associated with its called as its endpoints, where, like, suppose this is an edge which has two endpoints A and C. So these are objects, and this is a relation between these two objects, or we can say that A and C are the vertices which has an edge, this edge, and these are working as an endpoints for these two objects A and C. So suppose if in this case this edge, suppose this edge is named as E2. E2 has two endpoints A and B. So these will marked as the endpoints for this edge. So in this example we can see that when there is some specific general representation of graph, that is G is equal to VE, where V is equal to A, B, C, D are the vertices, and edges are, which edges are present? A C edge is present, A B edge is present, B C edge is present, and C D edge is present. So there are only four edges are present in this graph. So then we have degree of vertex. So how we can find the degree of a vertex? Degree is nothing but the higher power of the edges. So suppose here we have A vertex, B vertex, C vertex, D vertex, and we need to identify all these vertices A degree, and whether this is even or odd. So suppose we have four vertices, we have simply written as four vertices here, A, B, C, D. What is the degree of vertex A? There are two edges which are connected to the vertex A, so its degree is 2. Whereas in the case of B, two edges are connected, we can simply write it as 2. For C, we have 1, 2, 3 edges connected to the C, so degree is 3 in this case. Whereas in the case of D vertex, we have only one edge that is connected to D, so its degree is 1. So either this is degree even or odd. So how we can find that? As in the simple representation of numerical, we know that 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, these are the odd values, whereas 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 are the even values. So simply here, if the value is 2, then this is even. If this is 2, this is even. 3 is marked as odd and 1 is marked as odd. So what are the even and odd vertex? If the degree of vertex is even, the vertex is called an even vertex. That suppose this A has even vertex, this A is even vertex because it has degree that is even in number, whereas C and D are the odd vertex because they have odd degree value. So these are nothing but even and odd vertex of our graphs. Now what will be the degree of this graph? We have simply checked the degree of the vertex here, vertices, all the four vertices, but what is the degree of graph? Degree of graph is nothing but the largest vertex degree of its vertex. तो इसमें क्या था? We had four vertex A, B, C, D, whereas C has the highest vertex, that is 3. So degree of the graph will be 3 in this case. And then we have handshaking lemma. What handshaking lemma says? Handshaking lemma says if in graph sum of all the degrees of all the vertices is equal to the twice the number of edges, that means if we are going to add all the degrees and these degrees will be equal to the double amount of the vertex, then we can say that this is satisfying our property of handshaking lemma. How we can check this? As suppose we have 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 3 7, 7 plus 8, we had degree as 4 8, whereas our vertex were 4. So handshaking lemma is satisfied because the summation of vertex was 8, because summation of vertex was 8 and our number of vertices were 4. So this is going to satisfy our property of handshaking lemma. Then we are going to pursue towards the types of graphs. So what are the types? First, there is null graph. What null graph is? Null graph means we have some vertex present but there is no edge that is present in between of the vertex. So this sort of graph is known as the null graph. Suppose here we have an example which has 3 vertex A, B and C. These 3 vertex does not have any edge belonging to them, or there is no directed edge or any unidirected edge that is present between these two objects. So this type of graph is known as the null graph. Whereas in the simple graph we have unidirected edges. That means there is no proper direction that how these vertex are joined or how these two vertex are related. So these unidirected representation of graph where there are no multiple edges or there is no certain loops is known as the simple graph. So now we are going to pursue towards a multiple graph. So what multiple graph says? Multiple graph says multiple edges between the set of vertices are allowed. That means here we have simply seen that these A and B vertex has only one edge in between them, whereas in the multigraph multiple edges can be present. So these multiple edges between the vertices is the multiplicity thing, and when this multiplicity is present in the graph, then we can say that this type of graph is multi-graph. So here if I say that multiplicity of edge tells between the number of edges between two vertices. If I need to check the multiplicity of edge AB, then I can say that its multiplicity is 2 because it has 2 edges present in between A and B vertex. So here we have seen null graph, simple graph and multigraph till now. Now we are going to pursue towards our directed and unidirected graph. Directed graph means that there is some proper direction between the vertices. So here we can see that there is proper direction between A, C and B. Like C is pointing towards A, there is some direction. A is pointing towards B, there is some direction. B is pointing towards C. So these type of graph is known as the directed graph. Whereas in the unidirected graph we do not have some proper arrowhead direction where these edges are going or how these vertices are related. So we don't have such proper scenario in this case. So these type of graphs are known as the unidirected graph. So again now we have connected and disconnected graph. These are the connected graphs and these are the disconnected graphs because here we have some proper edge between each and every possible vertex. There is no vertex which is left without any edge. Here we can see that A, B, C and D are joined somehow with each other with a vertex. But in this case A and B are joined, C and D are joined, but there is no connection between A, C, B, D or A, D, B, C. We do not have any connection. So this sort of graph is known as the disconnected graph. At least two vertices of graph if are not connected, then we can say that this type of graph is disconnected graph. Then we have complete graph. So what complete graph is? Complete graph says when all the edges have equal when there is a specific one edge present in between all the vertex. So here we have three vertex and each vertex has some proper edge in between them. So this type of graph is known as the complete graph. Then we are going to pursue towards the terminologies of graph. So these are some basic terminologies. This has three terminologies. First is degree. We have already discussed about degree. Degree is nothing but the highest power of the number of edges present in between the vertices. So whereas handshaking theorem says that the sum of all the edges, sum of the degree of the all vertices will be equal to the twice the number of the vertex. If these conditions satisfy, then we can say that this is proving handshaking theorem. Whereas in adjacency, as the name suggests, as adjacency, or we can say that the neighbor vertex are adjacent. Suppose if we have graph G which has only two vertex, that is u and v, are said to be adjacent if there are the endpoints of an edge. Suppose this is u and this is v, which are the endpoints of an edge. So these two are the adjacent to each other. If the in case the edge is directed, u is said to, if I have some directed path here, then it is said that u is adjacent to v and v is adjacent from u. So if this sort of representation is present here, we can say that u is the initial vertex whereas v is the terminal vertex. So adjacency means the endpoints of any vertex or the endpoints of any edge are known as the adjacency, or they are adjacent to each other. So adjacency is nothing but the property which can help us to find that which vertex are the endpoints of a specific edge. So if there are only 2 points or two vertices are present with only one edge in between them, so this sort of condition where u is pointing towards v will give us the value as u as the initial one and v as the terminal vertex. Then we are going to proceed towards our planar graph. So as the name suggests, a graph that is present in a plane or that can be drawn in a plane is known as planar graph. A graph is G is called a planar graph if it can be drawn in a plane. So that means a graph which can be plotted on a plane, like suppose this is a plane, and if I am capable to draw a graph here, so this sort of graph is known as the planar graph without any edges crossed. That means there is no crossing of the edge. That means there is some proper path for each and every edge. So this sort of graph is known as the planar graph. So suppose here I have 4 vertex. These are the 4 vertex, and here I have the proper edges between them and no edge is crossed over with each other. Here we have 4 edges, no edge is crossed with each other. Suppose if I have drawn multiple edges here, suppose this is one line, and if I have drawn the second line here, so this is nothing but this is the crossed edges, and this crossed edges will tells us that this is not a planar graph, whether this is not a planar graph and or this is a non-planar graph. So in a planar graph, no two edges are going to cross each other. Like suppose here we have 4 vertex and no two edges are crossing each other, so this is also a planar graph, and I also can draw this graph in the plane. So this is a planar graph. After planar graph we have weighted graphs. As the name suggests, the graphs which has some weights on the edges are known as weighted graphs. Suppose here we have 4 edges A, B, C, D, and each of edge has some weight assigned to it, and this type of graph which has weights on its edges are known as the weighted graphs. By far we have studied about what are the graphs, and then we have studied about its degree, handshaking lemma, then types, null, simple, multigraph, directed and unigraph, connected and disconnected graph, complete graphs, then its terminologies. Then we have studied about planar graph, weighted graph. Now we'll proceed towards our isomorphism of graphs. So what are the isomorphism? Isomorphism says if we have equal number of connections between the edges, if there are following some specific properties, or they are alike in somehow ways, then we can say that two graphs are isomorphism. Suppose we have two graphs G1 and G2, which has G1 has vertex set named V1 and G2 has a vertex set named as V2, whereas G1 has edge set named E2 and G2 has set named uh, G1 has edge set named E1 and G2 has edge set named E2 are isomorphic if there is one to one. That means one to one relation. We have already deeply studied about one to one and onto function from V1 to V2. Also we have studied about onto function in very details. So you know about one to one and onto function. If there is one to one and onto function present between these two vertex set, then we can say that these two are isomorphic to each other. Or if they are going to satisfy this property, A and B were adjacent in G1 if and only if FA and FB are adjacent in G2 for all A and B in V1. So this type of function f is called isomorphism. Here we have an example where we have G1 which is equal to V1 E2, G2 is equal to V2 E2, U1, U2, U3, U4. We have four vertices and these are the four edges that is present between these four vertices. Here we have graph 2 which has four vertices V1, V2, V3, V4, and there are some edges that is present in between these graphs. So this has some connection between them, that these edges are nothing but the relations between the vertices, and these two are the unidirected graphs because there is no proper direction that how these vertices are connected to each other and which is derivation of the derivation of which vertex, we don't know about that. So this type of graph is known as the unidirected graph. So how I can say that these G1 G2 is isomorphism graphs, isomorphic graphs? How I can say that? Suppose if fu1, I have seen fu1 f is equal to v1 as it has two edges connected to it, it has two connected edges to it. Then for fu2, u1 is connected to u2, which edge is connected to v1, either v3 or v4. Suppose I have taken v4, okay. Then fu3, other edge connected to the u1. So this is connected to a positive edge there, and so that's why we have taken the positive of v4 instead of v3. So if u1 is connected to u3, then which graph or which edge is present which is similarly connected as u1 is connected to u3? v1 is connected similar in the way as v3 is connected, or we can say that fu3 can be replaced with v3. Then fu4, which edge is connected? u2 is connected, whereas in the case of this scenario we have fu4 which can be replaced with v2. So we have simply seen that I can draw this sort of graph out of these four edges by using the properties which this graph has followed. I can create the isomorphic graph. So these two graphs are isomorphic graphs. So then we have cycle graph. Cycle graphs, as the name suggests, that there should be a cycle between them. A graph, if a graph consists a single cycle, that means there is a single cycle present in between. So then graph is known as the cycle graph. Suppose if I have three vertex A, B, C, I have an edge to A to B, B to C, C to A. That means if I start traversing from my initial vertex and if I come to my initial vertex at the end again and again, I can achieve my initial vertex after traversing all the edges and all the vertices. then I can say that this sort of graph is known as the cyclic graph. Cyclic graph is nothing when I can reach to my initial vertex by taking any possible path, and if there is a cycle present between each and every edge that is present in our graph is known as the cycle graph. Then if suppose a cycle graph with n vertices are denoted by Cn, that means if I have 3 vertex, then this is known as C3. That is going to tell me that there are 3 vertex are present. Now what is connectivity? As the name suggests, connectivity means there is some connection between the vertices. Most problems that can be solved by graphs deal with finding optimal paths. That means if we need to solve any of the graph, then there should be some connectivity between vertices should be present, so that we can actually measure any of the problem or any of the possible path or any way that how we are going to pursue, if and only if there is some connectivity present between the vertex. Connectivity of graph is an important aspect since it measures the resilience of the graph. This is going to tell us that how graph is actually going to perform and how graph is actually performing. This is going to tell by the connectivity. A unit directed graph is said to be connected if there is a path between every pair of distinct vertices of the graph. A unit directed graph or any directed graph is said to be connected if there is some path between every pair of the vertices. Like suppose I have two graphs, this one graph and this graph. This graph is G1, this is G2. How I can say that this is a connected graph and this is a disconnected graph? Here I can say that a proper edge is present in between all these vertices, but these vertices, if I can say that this is my single graph, then this graph is a connected graph. But in this scenario, T is not connected to B or either R, or there is no proper connection between all the vertices. So this type of graph is known as the disconnected graph. A directed graph is said to be strongly connected if there is a path from A to B and from B to A. That means if here I am dealing with the unit directed graph in the example, but if there is some proper directed graph and there are two vertex A and B, and if I have path from A to B and B to A, then this type of graph is going to represent strong connectivity. Whereas if there is no proper direction, that means if the graph is unit directed graph, as in the example, like in this example, so this type of graph is known as the weakly connected. So here I am going to end my lecture on graph theory part 1, that is in which we have studied about graphs, then degree, then handshaking lemma, then terminologies, then weighted graph, isomorphism and connectivity. Thank you so much.